Alex sat alone in his small apartment, the hum of machinery and the faint whirring of air purifiers filling the space. Outside, the neon lights of the city shimmered against the night sky. It was quiet, almost too quiet, and Alex often liked it that way. The silence helped him focus. He leaned over his workbench, his hands carefully adjusting a miniature propulsion engine. Sparks of light flickered as he connected wires and ran simulations on his holoscreen. He had always loved machines, understanding how they worked, how parts fit together, and how small adjustments could make huge differences. Tonight he was testing a new idea, one that might make human spacecraft faster and more efficient. A sudden noise made him freeze. It was soft, almost like a whisper, but in the stillness of the room it felt loud. He looked around, expecting to see a maintenance drone or a stray cat that somehow got inside. Nothing. Just his tools. Notes and the dim light of the city outside. Then, a flash of bright blue light appeared near the corner of the room. Alex blinked, shielding his eyes. The light grew stronger, shimmering like liquid, twisting and folding in on itself. His heart raced. He had never seen anything like this before. Before he could react, the light condensed into a solid form. A figure stepped forward, moving with a confidence that made Alex's breath catch. She was tall, her skin a soft silver that seemed to glow faintly in the light. Her hair was long and black, flowing like liquid silk, and her eyes were deep, shining like two bright stars. She looked directly at him and smiled, a bold, fearless smile that seemed to fill the room. Who are you?" Alex stammered, his voice trembling. The woman tilted her head slightly as if amused by his surprise. "I am Leora," she said. Her voice was soft, but it carried a strange musical quality that made every word feel important. She didn't shout, she didn't demand, but her presence alone made the room feel alive. Alex stood slowly, unsure if he should move toward her or run. How did you get in here?" Leora's smile widened. "I did not enter. I arrived." She gestured with one hand, and a small holographic map appeared in the air between them. Stars and planets rotated in its projection, moving in precise orbits. Time and space can be folded. You might call it a portal, but that is not why I am here. Alex took a step back. "You're from another world?" He could hardly believe it. His mind raced. Aliens were supposed to be far away in distant galaxies. They weren't supposed to appear in a quiet apartment in a city on Earth. Yet here she was, standing calmly, smiling boldly, and clearly expecting him to understand. "Yes," Leora said simply, "and I need your help." Alex laughed nervously, rubbing his face. "My help? You just stepped into my apartment. Why would an alien need my help?" Leora's eyes softened, but her expression remained serious. She raised her hand, and another projection appeared, a strange machine, massive and complicated, floating above the table in a three-dimensional display. "This weapon, it was never meant to be used this way. It threatens my planet, and if left unchecked, it could reach yours. You have knowledge that can help me stop it." Alex stared at the display. The machine was unlike anything he had ever seen. Strange shapes, unknown metals, glowing circuits that pulsed with energy. His mind tried to make sense of it all, comparing it to engines he had built or studied. Somehow some of the principles were similar, yet everything about it felt far beyond human technology. "You expect me to, what, fix it?" he asked, his voice a mix of fear and awe. "Yes," Leora said simply, "and no, you will not do this alone. But your mind, your creativity, it is needed. Humans can think in ways my people do not. You can see patterns that others might miss." Alex's pulse quickened. Part of him wanted to refuse, to tell her it was impossible. Another part, the part that loved challenges, puzzles, and impossible machines, felt a thrill he had never experienced before. He looked at her again, and despite the fear, he felt a strange trust. She was bold, fearless, and somehow he believed she would not harm him. "Okay," he said finally. I'll try, but I don't even know where to start." Leora's smile grew wider. "We start by understanding each other's methods. I will teach you my systems. You will teach me yours. Together, we can find the solution." She stepped closer, scanning his apartment with curious eyes. She examined his holoscreens, his scattered notes, and the half-finished machines on the workbench. She didn't touch anything, but her attention made Alex feel exposed in a way he had never felt before. Not embarrassed, just noticed. Truly noticed. "Your mind is sharp," she said finally, her voice soft but confident. "I can see it in the way you arrange your work, in the choices you make. You are ready for challenges beyond this room, beyond this city. Will you trust me?" Alex swallowed hard. He had spent most of his life solving problems, building machines, and imagining distant worlds. But nothing had prepared him for this. An alien standing in his room asking him to help save a planet, maybe two, maybe more. And yet there was something about her presence, her boldness, her smile that made the impossible feel possible. I trust you," he said finally. Leora nodded as if she had expected nothing less. "Good, we do not have much time. First, we must prepare for travel. The machine must be disabled before it reaches full power. If we fail, your planet, my planet, many worlds could be lost." Alex's mind spun. Travel to another planet? To a star system far from Earth? It sounded insane. But the projection of the machine, the seriousness in her eyes, and the strange calmness in her voice told him she was not joking. He took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. "Okay, show me, teach me. Tell me what to do." For the first time that night, the apartment seemed to feel alive. The hum of the machinery, the glow of the holoscreens, and Leora's bold smile combined to create a strange electric energy in the room. Alex realized something. His quiet life, his long nights alone, had ended the moment she stepped through that portal. As they worked together, he began to notice small things. Her hands moved with precision, almost like an artist or a musician, but guided by technology far beyond human understanding. Her eyes scanned his notes and machines, reading patterns that he had spent weeks trying to understand, and always that bold smile. It was as if she knew with complete certainty that they could succeed together. Hours passed like minutes. They built simulations, compared Earth technology with Leora's alien systems, and tested designs that could neutralize the weapon. Alex's excitement grew with every breakthrough, every idea that clicked into place. He felt alive in a way he never had before, partly because of the work, partly because of Leora's presence, and partly because he realized that this was just the beginning of something extraordinary. Finally, she stepped back, her eyes scanning the room once more. "Tomorrow we begin travel. Tonight rest. You will need your strength. The journey will test you in ways you cannot imagine." Alex nodded, still trying to process everything. Rest, right? As he watched her disappear into the portal she had arrived from, he realized that silence would never return to his life. She had come into his room, stripped away the quiet, and smiled boldly, and nothing would ever be the same again. He sat back in his chair, staring at the place where she had been. The city outside continued its quiet hum, but inside Alex's mind was racing. The impossible had arrived, and he was part of it. For the first time in his life, he felt ready for the universe, and he knew without a doubt that Leora's bold smile had already changed him forever. The morning light barely touched Alex's apartment when he woke. His mind was still buzzing from the events of the night before. He remembered Leora's bold smile, the strange portal, and the holographic map of her star system. Everything felt unreal, yet the excitement in his chest told him it was real. He rubbed his eyes and got out of bed, moving toward his workbench. It was covered in notes, sketches, and small machines he had been tinkering with for weeks. Now these small experiments seemed almost insignificant compared to what lay ahead. He knew Leora would be waiting for him. She had said travel was imminent, and he had no choice but to be ready. A soft hum filled the room, and then a familiar flash of blue light appeared in the corner. Leora stepped through, her presence as calm and confident as ever. She wore a sleek suit that shimmered with faint energy lines, and her hair floated slightly, as if in zero gravity. Her silver skin glowed softly in the morning light. "Are you ready?" she asked, her voice gentle but filled with authority. Alex nodded, though his hands were still shaking slightly. I think so," Leora smiled. "Good. We do not have much time." She extended her hand, and a small device floated from her palm. "This will guide our journey. It adapts to your world's physics and mine, allowing us to travel safely through the portal network." Alex took the device, turning it over in his hands. It was small, simple in appearance, yet he could feel the complexity inside. How does it work?" he asked. "It senses gravitational shifts and quantum fluctuations," Leora explained. "It will adjust the portal's stability as we move. We must stay within its field, or the journey could be dangerous." Alex nodded, feeling both fear and thrill. Dangerous or not, he was determined. This was the chance of a lifetime, not just to see other worlds, but to use his skills in ways no human ever had before. They moved toward the center of the room, where Leora projected a circular portal on the floor. It shimmered with a light that seemed alive, pulsing gently like a heartbeat. Alex stepped closer, feeling the warmth and energy coming from it. "Hold my hand," Leora said. "Trust me. The portal will carry us safely." Alex took a deep breath and reached for her hand. The moment their fingers touched, a surge of energy ran through him. The room blurred. The walls stretched and twisted, and the world seemed to dissolve into a swirl of colors. It was both terrifying and beautiful, like falling through light itself. Then suddenly they landed on solid ground. The world around them was nothing like Earth. The sky was a deep violet, with two suns casting soft golden light across a vast landscape. Strange plants with glowing leaves stretched toward the sky, and rivers of liquid crystal flowed through the valleys. The air was thick but breathable, carrying a faint scent of minerals and something sweet like honey. Alex looked around, speechless. This is incredible," Leora nodded. "This is my world's outskirts. The weapon is near the central system, but the path is dangerous. We must travel carefully. Many patrols guard the area, and the energy fields around the weapon can be deadly." As they walked, Leora explained more about her planet. The people here were brilliant engineers and scientists like Alex, but their methods were different. They relied on energy manipulation and quantum resonance instead of machines and engines. Yet somehow Alex's human logic and problem-solving skills complemented her world's technology. "I don't know how you do it," Alex admitted. "Everything here. It's like magic," Leora laughed softly. "It is not magic. It is science just like yours. You humans think in ways we cannot. That is why I needed you. Alone I could not solve this. Together we have a chance." Alex felt a surge of pride mixed with nervousness. He had never been chosen for anything so important before. He was just one person, and yet Leora trusted him with the fate of entire worlds. Their journey continued for hours. The landscape grew wilder, with towering crystal mountains and rivers of liquid light. Strange creatures moved in the distance, some graceful and calm, others fast and predatory. Leora guided Alex through hidden paths, avoiding dangerous areas. She showed him how to read the land, how to sense energy fields, and how to predict patterns that could threaten their safety. At one point, they reached a narrow canyon. The walls glowed with strange runes pulsing with energy. Leora stopped. "We must move carefully here. These fields can disrupt the portal device. One wrong step and we could be trapped or injured." Alex nodded, focusing on every step. He realized that her confidence was not arrogance, it was knowledge and experience. She had faced these dangers before, and she trusted him to follow her lead. Together they moved carefully through the canyon, adjusting the portal device as they went. Suddenly, a pulse of energy shot from the walls. Alex stumbled, almost losing his balance. Leora caught him instantly, her grip firm. "Stay calm," she said. "You are thinking too fast. Trust the device and trust me." Alex took a deep breath, letting the panic pass. He adjusted the device as she instructed, and the pulse faded. He looked at her, amazed. You make it look so easy," she smiled. "Experience. And trust. You will get there too if you pay attention." After the canyon, they reached a plateau overlooking the weapon's location. It floated above a massive crater, energy crackling around it like lightning. The machine was enormous, far larger than anything Alex had imagined. Its core glowed red, and strange structures rotated around it, pulsing with power. "This is it," Leora said softly. "We must disable it before it reaches full capacity. If we fail, not just my planet, but yours could be affected." "The energy could reach your system in hours," Alex swallowed. He had seen the schematics, but seeing the real thing was overwhelming. Yet beneath the fear, he felt determination. He had come this far, and he would not turn back. Leora handed him a small device, a portable interface that allowed him to interact with the machine remotely. "This will let you apply human logic to the system," she explained. "You will guide the shutdown sequence while I handle the alien controls." Alex nodded, gripping the device tightly. He felt the weight of responsibility, but also the thrill of being part of something extraordinary. Together, they approached the weapon. As they worked, Alex noticed how seamlessly they complemented each other. Leora's hands moved with precision across alien panels, while Alex adjusted settings and ran calculations that affected the core. Every step required trust, communication, and quick thinking. The energy pulses from the weapon made the air shimmer, but they stayed focused, speaking in calm, clear tones. Hours passed in tense concentration. Every adjustment, every calculation was critical. One mistake could destroy them, or worse, release the energy toward distant worlds. Yet with each success, Alex grew more confident. He realized that humans had a unique ability: persistence, creativity, and adaptability. Leora's boldness combined with his logic created a force neither could achieve alone. Finally, the core's energy began to stabilize. The pulsing red light faded to a soft white glow. The weapon's rotation slowed and the dangerous energy fields began to collapse safely. Alex exhaled, feeling a rush of relief. Leora stepped closer, her smile bright and proud. "You did well," she said. "Your skills, they are remarkable. Together we have stopped a disaster." Alex felt a warmth spread through him. He had done more than he ever imagined possible, and he had done it alongside someone extraordinary. Her boldness, intelligence, and trust had pushed him to new heights. As they prepared to leave, Alex looked out over the crater one last time. The danger had passed, but the experience had changed him. He had faced impossible odds, traveled through unknown worlds, and learned to trust someone entirely different from himself. Leora's presence remained a guiding light in his mind. Her bold smile had not only stripped away the silence of his ordinary life, it had shown him a universe full of possibilities. And for the first time, Alex felt that he was truly ready for whatever the stars had in store. The journey back to the portal felt longer than the trip out. Alex's mind was still racing from the weapon shutdown. For the first time in his life, he had felt the weight of responsibility for entire worlds, and he had carried it. Leora walked beside him, calm and confident, as if the impossible were simply part of her everyday life. "You handled the interface very well," she said, her voice gentle. "Humans often underestimate themselves." "You did not," Alex laughed nervously. "I almost panicked a few times." Leora's smile was soft, almost teasing. "That is normal. Fear sharpens focus. You controlled it well, which is why we succeeded." They reached the portal field and paused. The device she had given him hummed quietly, sensing quantum fluctuations in the surrounding space. Alex studied it carefully. "Are we going back to Earth now?" he asked. "Yes," Leora replied, "but not directly. The weapon's energy may have caused anomalies in space-time. We must navigate through a stable wormhole to avoid danger." Alex followed her instructions as they stepped through the shimmering portal. The world around them dissolved into light again, but this time the sensation was different. He felt weightless, as if floating in nothingness. Stars stretched into long streaks of color, and he could see distant planets spinning in slow, graceful arcs. Leora's hand remained firm in his, grounding him. "Hold on," she said. "This passage is delicate. One miscalculation and the wormhole could collapse." Alex's heart pounded, but he focused. His training, his logic, and his human intuition combined as he adjusted the portal device. Tiny corrections, almost invisible, stabilized the tunnel. Leora glanced at him and nodded approvingly. Hours passed, or at least it felt that way. Time was strange inside the wormhole, stretching and compressing unpredictably. Alex struggled to keep track of it, but Leora remained steady, guiding him through every distortion and energy surge. At one point, a sudden pulse of energy hit the tunnel, shaking the portal violently. Alex's hands flew to the controls, adjusting settings to counter the disruption. Leora pressed a hand to his shoulder, steadying him. "Stay calm. Let the device respond. Trust the calculations you made." Alex focused, and slowly the pulse passed. He glanced at Leora, amazed at how serene she remained in the midst of danger. "You make it look easy," he said. She smiled, her boldness shining again. "Experience. You will gain it too if you remain focused and confident." Finally, the tunnel's light began to fade. The stars around them stopped stretching, and a new world came into view. Alex could see Earth in the distance, a small blue and green sphere floating in space. Relief washed over him. They had made it through the wormhole. "Almost home," Leora said softly. "But there is one more challenge." Alex frowned. "Another challenge? What now?" "The energy from the weapon did not completely dissipate," Leora explained. "Some remnants have scattered through space. They may attract attention from unknown sources. We must remain alert until we are safely back." Alex nodded, gripping the device tightly. He felt a mixture of exhaustion and adrenaline. Every step, every calculation had been critical. and now even the final moments demanded vigilance. As they approached Earth's orbit, a small fleet of unknown ships appeared. They were sleek and dark, moving with precision. Leora's eyes narrowed. These are patrols from a nearby star system. They detect energy disturbances. We must move quickly. Alex's pulse raced. Can we avoid them? We can, Leora said, already analyzing their patterns. But we must work together. She guided Alex through evasive maneuvers, adjusting the portal device to shift their trajectory slightly. The unknown ships responded, but they could not match the speed and precision of the combined human-alien navigation. Alex felt exhilaration unlike anything he had experienced. Each calculation, each adjustment was critical to their survival. They slipped past the patrols, entering the final segment of the portal. The light shimmered around them, and for a moment, Alex felt as if he were suspended between two worlds. The unknown vastness of space and the comfort of Earth waiting on the other side. When they finally stepped through, they were in a secure laboratory on Earth, hidden beneath a mountain research facility. The room was quiet, illuminated by soft lights and filled with advanced machinery designed to monitor space-time anomalies. Alex sank into a chair, relief washing over him. You did well, Leora said again, her bold smile never fading. You adapted to challenges faster than I anticipated. Alex laughed softly, exhausted but proud. I never thought I would travel through wormholes, evade patrols, and help shut down a planet-threatening weapon. And here I am. Leora's eyes twinkled. That is the human spirit. You persevere, adapt, and create solutions when none seem possible. That is why I sought you. Humanity is remarkable. Alex felt a warmth in his chest. For years he had worked alone, tinkering with machines, dreaming of space, and imagining distant worlds. Now he had seen them, faced danger, and realized that humans were capable of more than he had ever believed. And he had done it alongside someone extraordinary, someone whose boldness, intelligence, and trust had pushed him to reach new heights. They spent hours debriefing. Leora explained the remaining effects of the weapon and how Earth's technology could help monitor and prevent future anomalies. Alex contributed ideas, blending human logic with alien technology, creating systems that were safer, faster, and more efficient. As the night grew late, Alex looked at Leora, marveling at the journey they had shared. She had entered his life without warning, stripped away his ordinary routine, and guided him through challenges that seemed impossible. And through it all, she had smiled boldly, inspiring him to rise to every challenge. Do you ever rest? Alex asked with a tired laugh. Leora shook her head. Rest comes later. The universe does not wait. But tonight, we can reflect. She gestured toward a viewport overlooking the Earth. The planet glowed softly, peaceful and beautiful. Look at what we have protected. Your world, my world. All of this. It is worth every risk. Alex nodded, feeling a deep sense of connection, not just to Leora, but to the universe itself. He realized that courage, ingenuity, and trust could achieve wonders. Humans were not just survivors. They could be heroes, explorers, and partners across the stars. For the first time, Alex truly understood what Leora had meant when she said human thinking was unique. It was not just skill or knowledge, it was determination, creativity, and the willingness to face the unknown. That combination, when paired with her alien experience and technology, had created something greater than either of them could achieve alone. As they prepared for the next phase of their mission, Alex felt a quiet excitement building. There would be more challenges, more discoveries, and perhaps more danger. But he also knew that with Leora's guidance and his own determination, they could face anything. And somewhere deep inside, he felt a new bond forming, not just of trust, but of respect, admiration, and something unspoken that went beyond words. Leora's bold smile had changed him, inspiring courage and confidence he had never known. He was no longer just an engineer in a quiet apartment. He was part of something larger, part of a story that spanned worlds. For now, they rested in the secure laboratory, preparing for the final steps to ensure the weapon's energy would not threaten other systems. But Alex's mind was already racing, thinking of the stars, the possibilities, and the incredible journey that had begun the moment Leora stepped into his life. The silence of his old life was gone. In its place was a universe of opportunity, adventure, and bold challenges waiting to be faced. And at the center of it all was Leora, bold, confident, and unshakable. Alex smiled, feeling more alive than he ever had before. Together they would continue their mission, their partnership, and their journey across the stars. And he knew one thing for certain: his life would never be the same again. The laboratory was quiet now, but the tension of the last days lingered in the air. Alex sat at a console, still processing everything that had happened. He had traveled through wormholes, helped shut down a massive weapon, and faced dangers he had never imagined. Yet despite the exhaustion, there was a strange exhilaration in him, a sense that he had truly done something extraordinary. Leora moved beside him, her hands resting lightly on the control panel. Her presence was calming, steadying, and her bold smile had become familiar, almost like a beacon guiding him through chaos. "The weapon's energy remnants are almost neutralized," she said. "One final step remains before we can be completely sure your world and mine are safe." Alex nodded, studying the interface she had set up. The weapon's core had been shut down, but the surrounding energy still rippled unpredictably. It could affect space-time in ways that neither human nor alien technology fully understood. He felt the familiar rush of responsibility. One wrong move could undo all their efforts. "Tell me what to do," he said, determination in his voice. Leora pointed to the holographic projections. "We will synchronize our actions. I will stabilize the energy flow from the alien controls. You will apply the human calculations to guide the dispersal safely." Alex took a deep breath and adjusted his device. Every number, every equation mattered. His mind raced through every calculation he had learned, every principle he had applied, and every improvisation he had made since Leora had arrived. The room hummed with energy as their combined efforts began to take effect. "Steady," Leora said, her eyes never leaving the controls. "Focus on the core sequence. Let the device respond to your adjustments." Alex followed her instructions, moving quickly but carefully. The energy began to stabilize, the ripples fading into soft pulses. He could feel the strain of the process, the tiny tremors in the air as the weapon's final energy dissipated. But with each adjustment, he felt more confident, more connected to the task and to Leora. "Almost there," she said, her voice calm but urgent. "Just a few more steps." Suddenly, the energy surged unexpectedly, throwing the interface off balance. Alex's hands flew over the controls, recalculating in real time. The room flickered with light as the core resisted their attempts. He could feel the pressure building, the stakes higher than ever. "You can do it," Leora said, her hand brushing against his shoulder briefly. "Trust yourself, trust me. Trust the process." Alex's heart pounded, but her words grounded him. He focused, his mind moving faster than he thought possible. Tiny corrections, almost imperceptible, began to take effect. The energy stabilized slightly, giving them a chance to make the final adjustments. Step by step, they worked together, human and alien thinking intertwined. Alex guided the dispersal. Leora managed the alien controls, and slowly the weapon's energy began to neutralize. The pulsing red light faded to soft white, then to nothing. The threat was gone. Alex leaned back, exhausted, but a smile broke across his face. "We did it," he said, barely believing it himself. Leora's bold smile returned, brighter than ever. "Yes, together we did it. You have proven that humans are capable of extraordinary things." For a moment they simply stared at the empty projection of the weapon, the quiet hum of the laboratory filling the space. Alex realized how much he had grown over the last days, how much his life had changed. He had faced the impossible and survived, not alone but alongside someone who had challenged and inspired him at every step. "Alex," Leora said softly, drawing his attention back to her. "This mission, it is only the beginning. There are many challenges ahead, many threats to worlds we have yet to discover, and I want you by my side." Alex's chest tightened. He had never imagined his life could expand beyond his apartment, beyond his city, beyond Earth. Yet here was someone, bold, brilliant, fearless, offering him a place in the stars. I want that," he said honestly. "I want to keep learning, exploring, and helping. With you." Leora's eyes softened, a rare moment of vulnerability breaking through her confident exterior. "Then we will face the universe together," she said, side by side. The two of them stood in silence for a moment, looking out through the viewport at the stars beyond. The galaxy stretched endlessly, filled with wonders and dangers alike. Alex realized that he no longer feared the unknown. With Leora's guidance and the strength of human ingenuity, there was nothing they could not face. Over the next few hours, they debriefed the laboratory systems, ensuring the weapon's remnants would not cause further anomalies. Alex applied human logic to the alien systems, refining them and making them safer. Leora adapted his suggestions, combining them with her knowledge to create a hybrid system that neither species could have created alone. As the work concluded, they stepped outside the laboratory, looking at the night sky. The city below was quiet, peaceful, unaware of the dangers that had just passed. Alex took a deep breath, feeling a mixture of relief and pride. He had helped protect 2 worlds, and in the process he had discovered a universe of possibilities he had never imagined. Leora stood beside him, her bold smile reflecting in the city lights. "You have changed," she said. "You are no longer the man who tinkered alone in a small apartment. You are part of something larger. You have the courage, intelligence, and determination to face whatever comes next." Alex smiled back, feeling the truth in her words. "And you've shown me that there's more to life than calculations and machines. There's courage, trust, and connection. Things I never thought I would experience." Leora laughed softly. "Then our journey is only beginning. The universe is vast, Alex, and with your human thinking and my experience, we can achieve things no one else could." For the first time, Alex felt a deep sense of belonging. He was no longer just a human engineer in a quiet apartment. He was an explorer, a protector, and a partner in a mission that spanned the stars. And beside him stood Leora, bold, fearless, and inspiring him in ways he had never imagined. As they prepared to return to her world to ensure the final stabilization of the weapon's energy, Alex realized something important. The bold smile that had first struck him when she entered his room had been more than confidence. It had been an invitation. An invitation to step into the universe, to take risks, to grow, and to face challenges beyond anything he had ever dreamed, and he had accepted it. The portal shimmered ahead, waiting to carry them across space once more. Alex adjusted his device, ready for the journey, ready for the unknown, and ready for the next challenge. Leora reached for his hand, her grip firm and confident. Together they stepped into the light. The stars swirled around them, the colors of the galaxy stretching into beautiful streaks of motion. Alex felt weightless, alive, and exhilarated. For the first time in his life, he truly understood what it meant to be part of something greater, to be human and extraordinary in the vastness of space. When they emerged on the other side, the world looked different, brighter and full of possibilities. Alex and Leora stood together, ready to face the future. The weapon had been neutralized, the worlds were safe, and a new chapter of their journey awaited. As they looked out at the stars, Alex felt a quiet gratitude. Leora had come into his life unexpectedly, stripped away the silence of his ordinary days, and smiled boldly. That smile had changed him forever, pushing him to be brave, inventive, and open to the universe's endless possibilities. And now, side by side with Leora, he was ready for anything. The universe stretched before them, vast and uncharted, full of danger, wonder, and opportunity. And Alex knew one truth above all: humanity, when combined with courage, intelligence, and trust, could achieve greatness beyond imagination. Together, they would explore, protect, and discover. Together, they would face the unknown. Together, they would leave their mark on the stars. And Alex smiled back at Leora, feeling the same boldness reflected in her eyes. The adventure was far from over. It had only just begun.